What's up, world? It's your girl, Cheryl La Pearl, back with another video. This one is for Married to Medicine. And I know I'm super late. We about ready for the next episode, but charge to my mind, not my heart. I'll just be working and trying to make the bacon fried up in the pan and then come give y'all some humor and comedy relief. That's all I be trying to do. Okay? So, anyway, this episode is the season 12, episode 7. And the name of this episode is called Boots on the Ground. Boots on the ground. I got my boots on the ground. Okay. Everything I say is alleged, strictly my opinion. If you can get with that, you can get with this, and we're off to the races. So the episode starts with Brandy. She is a nurse practitioner who does Botox and try to slow down the aging process for people. And to me, these people wind up looking worse. So she asked the lady to raise her eyebrow. She was like, I'm not raising it. So yeah, your face frozen in time. Okay. So then we go to Toya. She driving in her Porsche teal green, light blue. I don't really know what color that is. It's something to stand out. She true Detroit, I'll tell you that. So she got her two boys. One of her boys wrote a rap, but really he ain't write it. Chat GPT wrote it. She wanted to hear it, but she like, oh, you stealing? Snooze fest. Then we get to Jackie in the office with her patient, asking, has she been taking her vitamins? Do she do a breast examination on herself? And the lady basically lied, say yeah. And she was like, body language, honey. Uh-huh. So, snooze fest. So we get to the meat and potatoes. So we're at Angel's house and she's having some ladies over. So guess what lady she having over? Yes, take a wild guess. Okay. So she got some food and drink. The first person to arrive is Dr. Mimi. The next person is Heavenly. Heavenly was like, this shit so far, I could have found my son, did my hair, did a couple of root canals. No, she ain't say that. But she did say the other two. But basically, it's far. So she says she lives in Fairburn. Fairburn. It's a nice looking house on the outside, and from what I could see in the inside, look like she's doing a damn thing. So I don't know how far it is from all the other ladies, but it's probably some little exclusive suburb or something like that. So the next person that get there is Quad, and she got on like some jeans and a little crop top. It's kind of her stomach ain't all the way out, but you can kind of see a little bit of gas or some beans or something she had the night before. No, I'm just kidding. But Heavenly old fake ass. Oh, you got a baby in there. You got a baby in there. Girl, ain't nothing in there. Ain't nothing in there but yesterday's food and some gas. Okay. So in Quiet Confessional, she basically like, I don't want to tell the ladies that it didn't take. And because I gotta process it, it take me a minute to tell everybody. But girl, they're gonna be asking after a couple of months and your stomach don't get no bigger. So I mean, we know why, because they're gonna make it something wrong with you anyway. So we get to across town somewhere. We got the other ladies, the other Married to Medicine staff. So we got Simone, Brandy, Contessa, Toya. They somewhere at some lunch place having some food or whatnot. So they get to talking about the family reunion. And because Contessa wasn't there. So basically, Toya lets her know that Heavenly got a brother. And she like, what? She's like, she got a brother that didn't showed up. So Contessa is all shocked. She was like, was it a DNA test? And Toya like, that's what I asked. So it pans back to the other ladies, the other divide, Heavenly, Quiet, Angel, and Dr. Mimi. And somebody else asked her that, would you be okay with a DNA test? It probably was Quad or maybe it was Angel. I don't remember. But somebody over on that side asked. And she was like, yeah, if my brother is open to it, I definitely would be. Well, girl, Girl. Let me tell you, whenever his ass asks for the 100,000 or 200,000 for his, to fund his Ponzi scheme or new invention, allegedly, no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But you know, this hoe been on this show for 12, 11 years because she wasn't the first season. And you older than her. You almost 60. So you was like in your late 40s or something. You ain't look at the TV and said, damn, nigga, my ignorant ass sister. I'm not understanding what was the delay because you was grown, not in your 20s, not a teenager trying to figure out life, but you was grown when her ass first walked across our screen with her ignorant ass. So I don't know. A DNA test would have to be done for me. Because it's a scam born every day. Every day. So basically, Angel was like, I want to thank you for being a big sister. And I'm paraphrasing, I always am, with in regards to my friend Bernard. And she lets her know because another person wasn't so. So she basically lets them know that Toya was like, didn't you ask me to hook you up? What is this? Who is he? Da 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 da. You know what Toya did. And I wasn't for it. I even said, girl, we had been up in there fucking getting down. It would have been some slow, it would have been some chairs and tables being moved, because all you said in your confession was like, he could be trying to pay my mortgage. But I will say this, Angel, and this is just me, just assuming assumptions. But if this guy been in your life for 10 years and he's a doctor, I don't know, was he a doctor 10 years ago? It just seemed like maybe, and then you got a 5-year old that ain't his. Like, you might be trying to go for them baller, in the industry type, and when shit don't work out, he your fallback guy. And the thing about it is still kind of good because he a doctor. Like, your fallback guy could be a damn Uber Eats or a damn, he do DoorDash or he drive Lyft or something. Your fallback is a doctor, so that's always good. And as it relates to him, I mean, she attractive as shit. I don't know if the personality and everything else and anything else y'all do in a romantic relationship align, but as far as like the aesthetics is doing something because she pretty girl and she been a pretty girl, a pretty chocolate girl. So yeah. Anywho, so it pans back to Toya, the Toya group with Simone, Contessa, and Brandy. And they get to talking about the situation. And Toya whole rebuttal is, yeah, I was planning on hooking her up with my family. And you ain't about to play my family like that. Okay. You gonna tell me you ain't got no homegirls in Detroit that wouldn't like to meet a doctor? I'm sure, if the money right like it was for you, they move over to Georgia or wherever suburbs and things you in. So you ain't never tried to hook them up? Or do you know all who the doctor that you trying to hook her up with? Do you know who he dating? Is he one of them doormats like people think Eugene is or whatever, where you could just beast them? Allegedly, or what? Because baby, dating is simply what it is. Dating. You could date 10 people at a time, baby. That don't mean shit. You are single. So for you to be like this, my brother, almost sound like you was hating. It do. Like, oh, I was gonna hook her up with a doctor, and she got a doctor on her line already. I don't know what the hate was from. I can't even say you hating on her because she pretty, because that's just evident, baby. You gotta acknowledge that. But anywho, Toya, your rebuttal talking about that's your family or whatever. Then you asking about how people is in bed. You probably was gonna ask Eugene friend, well, how it'd be a power for the courts. You'd been back next season. Well, he said blah 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 blah. So it was just kind of dumb, whatever. So it pans back to Toya and them. And basically, I'm sorry, to Heavenly and them. Heavenly is letting everybody know that she doing a launch for her campaign and she want everybody to come. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Heavenly, this little campaign thingy thing you doing. Mm. And you can't even deal with Toya mouth. Yeah, I see you. So anyway, it pans to whatever day that Heavenly is having this campaign launch in some parking lot somewhere, and she made Quad her damn campaign manager. Now, has Quad had any other experience campaigning? Because all I see is a ghetto girl that know a couple of big words, not sure if she's using them correctly, and know how to talk. And most people from the hood know how to talk their way out of shit. And if that is the experience you need for campaigning, baby, then yeah, good luck, because that's all I see Quad got. We know that she wants to be like she was in medical sales. Well, baby, you didn't stay in them. Your introduction to this show was Greg being a doctor, a psychiatrist who need a psychiatrist, and you was in medical sales. Then you tried to do the puppy little clothes and stuff. Girl, you been jumping hurdles. Now you a campaign manager. Girl, bye. Goodbye. I've been here since day one. Play with y'all mamas. But anywho, so contestants show up. You got even Toya there. Damon is there, on mute, usual. Her youngest son is there. He seemed to be at everything in absence of the other boy who she cussed out. So she doing her speech talking about my son was arrested and boys from 23 to 27, that is the population that's being targeted and this and that. Now, I don't know, but the streets say that your son was the aggressor, allegedly. So I'm sure with him not being in touch with you, he don't want to keep hearing that my son was arrested and you using this shit as a storyline. Girl, bye. Girl, if you get in office, I know you got Jasmine Crockett and you got Mary, you what's the lady? It's another older lady. And they get a little Twitter fingers and they go back and forth on the Senate floor and shit, but it's not really a good look. So anyway, Simone gets there. I guess I don't know if them two of her nurses' aides or who these chicks is. So she's a little late. She missed the speech, but ironically, Toya was texting her, giving her a play-by-play, because in Heavenly's speech, she basically said that all the ladies on the cast support her except for one. Why did that need to come out? Girl. So Toya is like, so she gonna bully me? Like, no, she is running for office, but she is aware that y'all filming a reality show and she had to do something ignorant because it just wouldn't be Heavenly if it wasn't. So she come down off the podium or whatever, she wasn't really up half. And Contessa is talking to her and she's basically like, oh, so you got Quad as your campaign manager. She big and Quad up, like Quad is smart, resourceful. I'm ad-libbing. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm just like, girl, it just seemed like, what's the show? Like Survivor. You know how you have to create alliances to stay in the house? It just seemed like that's what these housewives and Married to Medicine, you got to get in alignment with somebody. And that's how they was able to X out Mariah, which I would love to see Mariah back on the show. But, it's been going on. It's a survivor game on these shows. So, uh, whatever. So, You have Brandy and Mimi about to get into it because Mimi lets her know be careful who you align yourself with because she was talking mess while talking about Toya was up there. And Brandy is looking at her like, bitch, I'm a grown woman. You don't have to tell me who to align myself with. And she makes mention that, well, when she was talking crap about you at her house, but maybe you want to be like Toya or whatever. And Mimi, I could separate two things. Like I like what I see, how y'all care for y'all autistic son, but how you show up in a group of women, take a side, then want to try to wing other people to that side is where I'm gonna cut you, bitch. Let her choose where she want to fall. If she want to even fall, she could stay right on the fence. Let her choose that. You and your husband with this psychoanalyzing shit and smartest people in the room shit, it's unnecessary, you know? And then you telling her to walk away and everything. I'm like, girl, you just got here. You just got here as default for fucking Greg and Sweet Tea who you came in with. Now you all, girl, it was a scheme set up by Ty. You knew that they was gonna fire Sweet Tea and Greg because Greg tried to get King arrested, who didn't even touch him, and then Sweet Tea was going all crazy, whatever. Girl, now you the whole plan was to get on this show, and you did. But baby, you just got here. Act accordingly. You can't be a new girl bullying newer girls. Girl, get a damn clue. But anywho, they disperse and Simone walks up like, what's going on? She telling them Toya ain't privy to the information yet. That's a little way down, but we'll get to that. So the next scene, we have Simone showing up to Dr. Jackie's office, and they eat lunch together quite often and everything, and they're kicking it. And the meat and potatoes of this scene is Simone is tired of being the breadwinner. That's just how I'm gonna take it. She's tired of being the breadwinner. But I mean, if you're tired, you're tired. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't working, you unhappy, do something about it. Life is too short. A lot of people going to their grave and was not happy. So if you can do something, then do something. But I do believe she loves Cecil, and obviously her sons. But it's hard to even try to get up into the comments you in, baby. You a whole damn specialty doctor. Then you've been on this show since day one. I know that shit is six figures. I mean, he damn sure can't go nowhere and make the same as you. But is it that he just ain't bringing nothing? Like you got everything down? Then I think I would have a problem with that. I would. And then he of a particular age. I mean, they get to discriminating. I know that Cecil had an IT position. So she said that he was making good money, real good money. Of course, IT. And then 2018. And if my memory serves me, I believe he was laid off. They'll take, when you get to them high levels of money and corporate, they will ace your ass out and get a fresh college student that just need the experience. So I don't know if that's what happened in his case, but downsizing. They said we don't need you no more, whatever. But guaranteed, if the company was still around or is still around, they went and took one of them college students. It just happens every day. You know what I'm saying? It's less money, and that's what companies is looking to do. So she basically tells Jackie that they have a good time. They still having sex. She's still getting, and this is a little TMI, moist, and she's having orgasms and da 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 da. And so Dr. Jackie is looking like, so are you pretending or whatever? Because it looked like y'all have a good time when you out. She said they do. They do have a good time. And we done seen them for years laughing, writing scenes, laughing in their confessionals together. Like they got, from what I see, look like good chemistry and a good silly personality, which I like silly. You gotta sometimes be silly in life to take the edge off seriousness and a lot of shit you going through. Just be silly, laugh. So basically Dr. Jackie is telling her that's not good. She's like, all her money is really doing everything. She is an OBGYN. She about to take the OB off. She says she don't want to catch babies no more. She caught thousands of babies. So, hey, unless she got doctors up under her, then that's gonna be a little dent in the money. She probably just gonna do examinations and pap smears and things of that nature. But if she don't want to do babies no more, then yeah, she trying to get to her or walk herself down to less work and to her retirement stage. And I think people forget because you don't see no head full of gray hair. Like Simone looks very youthful, and I always say that. You know what I'm saying? So um, Dr. Jackie, we hear about everybody else's relationship except for Heavenly's. And we don't hear about yours. How are you and Curtis doing since his infidelity some years past? Are you being more flexible? Are you getting home? Is your relationship going like Dr. Simone, everything's still working down there, and she just mums the word. And they have her on here. She may be a great doctor or whatever, but as basically the matriarch or the person to um bring peace in the situation. That just seems to be her role. She ain't really telling none of her life. You might see her with a D-list celebrity every now and then who having a baby, or one of her regular people, but you know I don't know. I don't know. She ain't telling nothing about hers, but she seemed very concerned. And I think people just get to a point after so many years, like Simone, 30 years, well, it's your roommate. It's your roommate. Everything good, the bills paid on her. So, I don't know. It just don't feel like it's looking good for you, see. So, but hopefully y'all can work it out. But if y'all can't, I'm on the woman's side. 10 toes down. I am on the woman's side. Just say it ain't working out. I want to be happy. Go get your little young tender Simone and move it on. That's one thing I could say. So anyway, that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of that scene. So we go to the Day of Angels uh launch for her scrubs. And she's having I thought she was having like a fashion show, but she's got these silver mannequins that look futuristic. Um, she has the scrubs on them, and she got like a lot of different colors. Um, she has male scrubs. So she has a woman and a guy standing like near the door when they come in. And the first person to arrive, of course, is the divider, Dr. Mimi, and she's filling on the scrub. She has like her logo on the sleeve. I guess they're good quality. They're saying they're cute. It's a bar right there when you come in the foyer. So she grabs a drink. So the second person that shows up is Dr. Contessa. And she's basically like, I'm trying to see the connection between this futuristic, but only thing I could think is like this is the future of scrubs. It don't have to be this humdrum outfit, that you just went and got from a worker store and ill fitted. It ain't in cute colors or whatever. So one thing I could say that I hate to see on Instagram, like some not angels, but some of these people shit so damn tight that you could see they coochie print in the front. And I don't want no nurse handling my shit like that. And I don't know if those are the scrubs they're talking about that just don't have no stretch or whatever, but it just look real stank. And scrubs don't seem that thick where it won't split up the ass on you. So I don't know. But anyway, the next person that gets there is Dr. Simone. She walk in a little distressed jeans with the big Birkin. The big Birkin. Her and Cecil, ironically. So, um, she greet the ladies and everything, and she feeling on. They got a male model there with the scrubs on. So Simone is feeling on the like, oh yeah, I'm just feeling the material. So Cecil right there, and he said, you know what? Whenever Angel come out, I'm just gonna be feeling on the material. Get her, Cecil. And we know you looking for an opening. So then you had Heavenly come in. You got Heavenly and Toya and Dr. Damon is there. Steve, Mimi husband, I guess he came in later or whatever. So Simone basically they huddle up. Dr. Mimi, Simone, Dr. Heavenly, and Toya. And she was like, I heard at your event that you said that nobody want, everybody support yourself for one person. And if you can't deal with Toya, then how you gonna get in this arena and I'm ad-libbing and everything? So Heavenly goes to sit down. They was like, oh, what, your feet hurt you sitting down? If you in a debate, you ain't gonna be able to just sit down. She was like, I ain't gotta stand for this shit. So she sit down and they're going on and on about how she should conduct herself if she gonna get in this arena. And Heavenly ain't even really taking it to heart. She like, whatever, I said what I said. If y'all don't like it, then so be it. And that's how you should be, baby. Stand up in your mess. Stand up in it. So anyway, moving on. So Quad comes with King, and Quad got on one of the outfits. Quad just, to me, Quad is one of them people, and I know her at Angel. She bought Angel on the show, and they're cool outside the show. I guess they've been cool for years. But you like one of them people that, like Wendy Osefo mama said, you attention seeking. You know what I'm saying? Because is it that she had you put the scrub on? Because her ass didn't come modeling the scrub. Angel came out, I guess, to keep with the futuristic theme. Came with a silver dress with her titties about to fall out. You know? So, anywho, I don't know. So, another huddle happens, and Angel basically tell Toya, what type of girl are you? What type of friend are you? And she says, Simone, tell her what type of friend I am. Simone was like, she's a very loyal friend. So she was like, okay, well, I need to something you did, she ain't basically agree with. And Toya like, what? And she was like, well, we can have a one-off, like they'll get together at some time and talk about it together. And Toya whole thing is like, why is she bringing it up? You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, Quad is asking Simone, and why is you looking up my VIN number and shit? So they get to arguing. People got a whole Quad back. Quad and got ghetto fabulous, all pointing and acting. Her voice and got deeper, like she all on the damn hood on the block about to fight. And she was like, you jealous of the way I live? She was like, baby, you live with a lot of debt. I ain't jealous of that. And I believe it. You know what I'm saying? So Angel was like, oh my God, wait a minute, calm it down. What's up? Wait a minute, let's get this together. So they pull them apart. Basically, they put Simone on one side of the room, and Brandy goes over there with her and her girl Toya. And she's like, why do you keep telling Heavenly shit? Heavenly, you can't trust Heavenly with none. Heavenly went back and told her you be looking her up. So, Simone looking calm, but she pondering that. And they trying to calm Quad down too. Go get you. I mean, girl, you a good 35, 40 pounds maybe 50 bigger than Simone. Simone, a whole damn doctor. I think she'll talk her shit, but I don't think she gonna fight. She'll get in your face, she'll spit, she'll talk, she'll call you a bitch and F you. But Simone ain't about to fight, baby. That'd be a bad look to your whole damn career, to your patients and everything. Don't nobody want no doctor out here strapping. So basically, in the midst of that, in the separation, Contessa is like, we're gonna do a trip. We're gonna talk about all this stuff. We're gonna do a trip. And is you coming? Is you coming? So everybody is like, yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'll come to the trip or whatever. And you get back to the table with Simone. So Angel walks up and basically tells her that the way she conducted herself, it wasn't right, and I'm not gonna be able to invite you to nothing else if this continues. And Simone is like, girl, well, don't invite me to anything else. If you tell Quiet the same damn thing, because she started with me. And from my vantage view, it do look like Quad just threw it in there, because the whole situation was about Angel telling Toya she did some shit she ain't like. So I don't know why you felt like that was your opportunity. So Simone is like, well, then don't invite me to nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody come for me, they get what the fuck they get. And Angel like, next time I'm gonna have some security at my shit, because y'all is tripping. So Angel, you have definitely uh chose your side. So they get in a huddle and they go to take a picture after Simone been steaming. And they told her, Heavenly is going back telling everything. So Heavenly tried to put her arm around her, and Simone like, get your arm off me. I'm not, and lift Heavenly arm off. She said, I ain't taking no picture with you. And Heavenly like, Simone, don't do that. I know what's going on. Just because what you got going on at home, you ain't got to bring that here. And she was like, my home life is fine. She was like, girl, please. She said, what about your home life? And Heavenly's defense is, baby, my man a whole doctor. You ain't gonna win this one. Simone like, you ain't gonna win this one. So they going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we see it's either gonna be Simone and Heavenly or Toya and Heavenly all season. And they basically let Mimi know, like Brandy and Mimi, they get into it again. And she was like, we basically got into it because I told her to choose a side. So now Toya is present. And Toya like, what that mean? She was like, I told her be careful about aligning herself with Toya. And Toya like, girl, you ain't even our type of people. Go on over there. And this probably can, it's so much going on. My order might be confused, but this is the shit that happened. I'm going off memory, y'all. So you already see it's a divide in the group. And yeah, hey, it ended with Angel saying, Miss Jessica the rabbit body, I'm gonna have to get security. And they all agreed to go to the trip. So we see that it would probably be a continuation of this mess and bull crap on the next episode on the trips, because we know trips don't pan out how they be wanting them to. And I just like to say, when Angel was coming down the steps with no scrubs on and this metallic little silver dress, boobs heavy as hell, looking like a 38 double D, that Curtis was filming. And I was like, oh, why you filming? Uh-huh. Yeah, go back and watch it. Because didn't nobody else have their damn phone up. Jackie, Miss Matriarch. Yeah, tend to that. But anyway, that's all I got. I ain't got no more. It was a good episode, but a lot of drama, a lot of revelations. Like, it seemed like Simone is tired of footing the bill in her marriage, but everything else is working. She told Heavenly some stuff. Heavenly gonna bring it out. Heavenly is a person you don't tell nothing to, baby. Nothing. Okay? Nothing personal on or off camera, baby. She lived for the ratings, but it was a pretty good episode. Yeah. I'm excited for the next one. And again, sorry about the tardiness, but I have to work it in around my work schedule. Is just to entertain y'all and have a great weekend. I'll try to get the next episode to come on Sunday out a lot earlier. But that's all I got. Holla back. See ya.